presents Definitely Not a Jew on the Adam Carolla Show. Dateline, St. Petersburg, Florida. A 20-year-old woman was arrested for domestic battery after accusing her boyfriend of infidelity and hitting him with a Christmas tree. Definitely not a Jew.
All right, Orny Adams hanging in. Chris got the news fired up.
Yeah, so this story is catered specifically for you, Adam, because the U.S. Federal Highway Administration has given all states 2 years to implement a new change. And that is to take away all the humorous and quirky messages on the electronic freeway signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they outlined a new 1,100-page manual released last month. They said that administration officials said overheard electronic signs with obscure meanings, references to pop culture, or those intended to be funny will be banned in 2026 because they can be misunderstood or distracting to drivers.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure could.
Okay. I will stand by this hackneyed whatever let the seat belt force be with you or whatever fucking hackneyed
Gotta go.
shit that's on there.
Gotta go.
It's gotta go. That's
Or
fine.
you won't have it.
But in its place, you must put something meaningful.
Yeah, buckle up.
No.
Buckle up.
No. That's retarded.
It is?
Yes.
Duct tape yourself to the seat.
No. Click it or ticket. It's the biggest fucking
great.
waste of time ever.
That to me says put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, but your car told you to put the fucking seatbelt on. I know where you live.
Oh, I know where you live too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I have security.
You don't have that much security, believe me.
I know.
You got people
I know where you
having
live.
pizzas delivered to your house. I know where you live
I know
too.
where pizza in a bag.
In
Dawson
bags.
says.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where you live.
Yeah.
You got a long haul from your fucking driveway to the first one of those freeway signs you're going to see, right? Mm-hmm. Your car will be going off like a pinball machine the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
Do you really need a reminder
Yeah.
once you get on the freeway to do something your car has been reminding you to do for the last 22 minutes?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
So you forget to put your seatbelt on.
I don't. Sometimes I live up in the hills. Sometimes I forget to even brake. And it's not until I see the sign on the highway.
This
that
is a
says,
serious subject,
break
Orny.
it
This
or,
is a
or snake
fucking,
it.
this is an
Break
utter,
it or snake it.
This is
and
a
then
completely utter waste of time and resources. Now, it should say signal because people are, I see people fucking drifting into this lane and that lane all the time. Many accidents caused by non-signal. Use your signal is something that you could be reminded to do. Putting your seatbelt on is not anything you need to be reminded to do. There's only two categories in this group that passes under these click it or ticket freeway signs. It is the group that has already fastened their seatbelt.
Right.
That's 97% of humanity. And then it's the outlaw, outlier, Ted Nugent, fuck the government, 3% who says the man isn't going to tell me what to do.
Hey, can't you disable that sound? I think you can.
You could. A lot of people just take a male end and click it in. You can buy just a male end just to shove into the hole.
Or you can put it
it.
behind you, right? Couldn't you click it behind you?
Yeah, if you're so committed. But I'm saying there is 0% who's reminded to do it. So with that in mind, let's just put inflate your tires or stop blaming your parents or, as I've suggested, floss.
Okay. So
It doesn't have to be car related.
I don't see a lot of these signs. Where are these signs happening?
What do you mean you don't see them?
I don't. I just don't. I don't know why.
You don't drive on the freeway?
Gobble, gobble. What's wrong with gobble, gobble? Go easy on the throttle. That's great. You know what that also, you know what that should say too? That should say, Adam Carolla, you're 8 months away from resurrecting your Halloween bit.
That's right. It's my favorite Halloween.
There should be a counter on the corner of every podcast
That
with
doesn't
the
appeal to the
countdown
masses, though.
until you get to do your Halloween bit. There are minivans of people coming into the neighborhood.
I love that this is where Orny's decided to take a stand. Because 2 days before Halloween, I dared to do a Halloween-themed bit
You were
on
doing
a
it
stage.
after Halloween, too.
A day
I got
after
the report.
Halloween.
Yeah, it's the annual Halloween bit.
Oh, man.
I have a countdown on my phone for when you get to do it. Let's try and add a tag this year, too. I think
Another tag? There's so many tags.
Let's just keep tagging it every year. So the people that come back every year
jealous
to see
that I had a
Carolla
return bit and he's just doing old Pryor material. Grew up in a whorehouse, yo.
Yeah, I think the people that get to see you at the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah, they're going to want a Halloween bit.
That's what's going on at the Stanley Hotel.
Let me just get back to the signs.
Yeah.
The signs should have signal. That's all. We could cut down 30% of the accidents out there if people just fucking signaled.
How about this?
Nobody signals, no asshole signal in the city, and it's right there. You could pass by every 3 miles. You'd go, oh, fuck, I got signal. Signaling would go up 82%.
Well, why don't the cars signal automatically when you start turning?
It doesn't know.
Not even just signal, but signal or fine for not signaling is $100.
Fine for not signaling.
How about
$100.
this one? Put your phone down and read this sign.
Yeah. Oh, you know what they should really just do at this point? Just fucking sell it to the Pepsi Corporation. Let's get some money coming in.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, look, we got a homeless situation. School kids don't have enough supplies. Poor people can't eat. Sell that network of Freeway signs to Nabisco or Pepsi or something like that, or Pete Ellis Dodge, and let's get some real income pouring in.
Okay.
Because they'd pay a fucking arm and a leg. If you had a car dealership or you had an energy drink, Red Bull, whatever, to put that kind of real estate with millions of eyeballs every single day.
How about the people that donate or sponsor parts of the highway and clean it up? Those people
Bette
should
Midler. Put her up there.
The Rotary Club, whatever that is.
I'm just saying, if there's a movie coming out, if a Spider-Man movie's coming out this Friday, and you buy up all those Paramount or Sony or whoever, Disney or whatever, buys up all those signs for that week, it'd be millions of dollars in our coffers.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah.
It's true.
So the agency, which is part of the U.S. Department of Transportation.
I'd rather, I'm sorry, Chris. I think I'd rather pay higher taxes and see the click it or ticket.
You like the funny messages?
Yeah, I'd rather pay higher
You like
taxes.
the meaningless messages?
I like higher taxes.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I don't know why you're trying to cut down on our taxes.
The Department of Transportation, which is Pete Buttigieg's department.
Pete Buttigieg is a dude who married another dude who adopted a kid who took 6 months off paternity leave 10 minutes into his job. Does anyone bothered by that? Does anyone say that's the most fucked up thing ever? You're the head of transportation. You married a dude. It's not like your fucking boyfriend got pregnant or anything. You just adopted a kid and you took 6 months.
Do you wish your dad took off 6 months of maternity?
Oh my God! I
to
wish he
raise
did
you?
something to take off.
That's
from.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You wish Pete Buttigieg was your dad.
I wish Pete Buttigieg.
Well, you might wish he was your dad after this because he said. So they
You
said
can laugh at me, but not one single person in this studio could spell his last name.
No, that's
true.
Let's all try
That's
it right
true.
now.
So they said signs should be, quote, simple, direct, brief, legible, and clear, and only be used for important information such as warning drivers of crashes ahead, adverse weather conditions, and traffic delays.
Well, they can't even do that correctly because one of the most distracting signs I've seen up there said, do not drive distracted, except half of the lights were out. So as you're driving by it, you're trying to read what does this sign say? And by the time you figure out that it says don't drive distracted, you've slammed into a person in front of you.
There's a lot going on. Like now when the police pull you over, they can't say, do you know why I pulled you over?
Yeah, I know. That's Newsom. Hard at work. Important work. Like the third non-binary toy aisle.
I'm
Like,
just
these are
trying to have a
important
discussion
things.
without
I know.
Newsom coming up or this
I
or
know.
that.
These are all super important subjects.
Yeah,
they're
I
getting to.
mean, I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
they
link
can't
thread.
ask you what. Yeah, but you're not allowed to say, what's up? No one's robbing any banks today? You're not allowed to say that either.
When? When would I say that?
That's a new law. Just got passed.
You always
on
say
first.
that. Yeah.
I do. I do. Richard Pryor and I have been doing a bit on the bank robberies. Why
Yeah.
did you pick? Why would I steal from Richard Pryor? Why did you pick that comedian?
He's funny.
Oh, he's great.
I like you.
He's a legend.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's a pioneer.
Yeah. All right. Well, then John Panette.
Panette.
Yeah. I like him because there's I guess Baguette. Yeah. It should be Panette. You're right.
I
grew up in France.
I was at the Montreal Comedy Festival years ago, and I was doing the John Panette Gala. And they decided, wouldn't it be funny if in between each comedian, he came out and he spun a wheel and it stopped on one of his classic bits. And he would do it. So his most classic bit is
the Chinese
buffet.
Yeah.
So he comes out.
He was a big fact.
Yeah, she's no longer with us. He comes out after the first comedian and spins the wheel, and it lands on Chinese buffet. Okay, the crowd goes nuts.
Right.
The fanfare, and he does the Chinese buffet bit, which he would be canceled for nowadays.
Yeah, because you got to do the Chinese voice.
You got to do the Chinese voice and whatever. So after the next comedian comes out, spins it again, it lands on Chinese buffet.
Wow.
Nobody checked or balanced the wheel.
No.
And it landed every single time on Chinese buffet.
Yeah, that was cooked. There's a magnet in there.
So he had to start doing things like, you know who has a lot of Chinese buffets is Minnesota. And then he would go into a joke about Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah. But I just thought it was so funny that nobody checked the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, those wheels are not nicely balanced.
Yeah.
Oftentimes. We used to spin the wheel of destiny on the Man Show. And I used to spin the wheel of ethnic, cultural. Oh God, what was my wheel I used to spin? The wheel of cultural diversity or something?
I only remember Wheel of Destiny.
No, Byron can find it somewhere. I did it on my short-lived late-night talk show show on Comedy Central, which is like, the bit was basically like all cultures are equal and all these stereotypes are just harmful. And to prove it, I'll just write a bunch of stereotypes and then I'll pull like a culture out and we'll see. And it's like, so the wheel would have like, works in the banking industry, owns Hollywood, jumps real high, plays in the NBA. You know what I mean? All the culture. And then I'd just pull out like Hispanic. And then I'd spin the wheel and it would land on owns all the banks, owns Hollywood. And I'd go, see?
Yeah.
See, see how this works? There's nothing to any of these. But all it did was point out how correct every single one of them was, because all you'd have to do is swap another culture. Great vertical leap dominates the NBA. See the Jews?
Yeah,
you see?
in your book, you do have the chart of ethnic stereotypes. So maybe it was a wheel. Maybe it was derived from that.
It was the wheel of ethnic stereotypes. Yeah, what is that? What was the chart of ethnic stereotypes?
So yeah, in 50 Years We'll All Be Chicks, you said, as I stated earlier, whether you're a car company or a race, you earn your reputation. Don't believe me? Take a look at this chart of ethnic stereotypes. And then you put the stereotype and then the ethnicity next to it. And as you said, if you believe there's no truth to stereotypes, then nothing in this chart seemed odd. But admit it, you fucking hypocrite, you laughed. And so, stereotype.
Uh-oh, he's looking at me.
I didn't mean to look at you. Stereotype, big noses, run Hollywood and the banks. And then you put Mexicans.
Right.
Or large penises, great athletes, Asians.
Right.
Excel at math, Native Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no sense of humor, loves Hasselhoff, black.
Okay. So now you know the stereotypes are true. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Yeah. We'll find the wheel for another show, but it's on the internet somewhere. Probably.
Well, anyway, so these freeway signs, seatbelt reminders are still allowed. Yeah, so there you go. And Arizona's really bummed because they took a lot of pride in their funny freeway signs. They used to hold contests for it. They did a survey after this news came out, and a lot of people are upset about it. And I'm on their side only because I was just in Arizona, so are you. Their freeways are awesome.
Yeah, I know.
So they let them have their funny signs. They're doing something right.
Yeah, let the states that know how to run their states have their funny signs.
Yeah.
Even if they don't do anything.
Yeah. Do you want to hear some of the funny signs?
No.
Do you care? Okay.
Next story.
Next story. So in Miami-Dade County, over 150 ATV dirt bike riders
Oh, it's on.
were arrested
What?
during an MLK Day crackdown.
Oh, good for them. That means there's some law and order.
So the arrest came during the gathering known as Wheels Up, Guns Down, which began years ago during MLK weekend.
That was also the theme of my bar mitzvah.
A lot of those Jews on quads doing
heard.
donuts out in the parking lot at Beth Israel. All right.
So before the weekend, the Miami-Dade Police Department announced a zero tolerance for anyone breaking traffic laws and being reckless. And by 9 p.m. on Monday, the police reported there had been 169 arrests. They said that the drivers rode in large packs, they obstruct traffic and behave in disruptive ways. They have dirt bikes, all-terrain drivers.
Yeah,
and
Florida fucking rule law. Good for them.
Yeah, so it can be done.
Yeah,
we always talk about how
it's never going to happen in California or L.A. or San Francisco or Chicago or anything, but
We're
Florida,
talking about
they're
that
in the law.
90210 actor that got into a fight?
The mini
Yeah.
bike,
Iron.
Iron. That's like a real biker gang? Is that
Yeah,
true?
mini biker gang.
Does he have to worry about them coming after him now, or?
Yeah, he made the list.
Yeah.
Revenge is their middle name. Looked like he started it from the second camera angle.
Yeah, I only saw the first, but if your daughter's in the car,
I got a daughter.
yeah, well, you're different.
She's in the car. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you're still going to get out and get your ass kicked.
I'm smoking. I'm lighting an M80 from
Yeah.
my cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, I got a.
You punch a guy with a helmet? I know not to punch a guy with a
tall
helmet.
boy in between my legs. You know.
Yeah. Let's look at this. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's old news.
Yeah.
It is?
Well, it's 3 weeks old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
These are mini bike gangs. Yeah.
they can be stopped even without paintball guns.
Yeah.
Do
I
like
said
his
really
puffy
good.
jacket.
Yeah, good. Good cops. And then guess what the message will be next year when the hooligans want to go out in their ATVs? You're going to get arrested. Good. Now, they could confiscate their mini bikes and ATVs and quad runners and everything, but they're all stolen. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, they seized 26 firearms,
Oh, yeah.
693 citations, impounded 83 vehicles, and recovered 20 stolen vehicles.
Yeah.
So
They didn't buy them.
no. So anyway, a lot of arrests for
Good.
that one day. So there are a couple of fights that went viral online.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so this one is in an Atlanta airport. It was a disgruntled employee fighting with her manager.
You know, it's interesting, Orny, if you think about it, because when they were doing the award shows and it was MLK Day, I grew up, it was Reverend King. It's now Dr. King. They're getting the religion part backed out.
Oh, why is that?
Oh,
Not fans of religion, that group.
doesn't hit as hard.
They're trying to take the religion out. He would have been called Reverend, and he probably would have wanted to be called Reverend, but he gets called Doctor
Can you double
every
up?
single time.
Yes, you can say he's the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King
Yeah.
Jr.
Yeah, but they don't do
Absolutely.
it. They just go Dr. King. It's a quiet, subtle way to get the religion
But do
out
you think
of
the
it.
Reverend actually brings him down? Is that why? 'Cause that
No,
would
they
be
don't
both.
like religion.
Who?
The guys that are flapping their fucking mitts together for Drag Race,
Yeah.
and RuPaul.
The Bible doesn't
that
like
that ain't a
that
religious.
stuff.
You're not
That's
religious.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
also not a fucking retard. That's what
Well,
these guys are.
I don't know about that.
They don't like religion, and so he went from Reverend King to Dr. King. They like doctor. They love Dr. Jill Biden. You know, they like the doctor.
She a reverend too?
She's nothing.
Oh.
But the point is they love.
She's your vice president.
Here's what they love.
president's
They
wife.
love college. They hate church, right? One is college, one is church. So if it's a group that hates church and loves college, and you have a choice between reverend and doctor, even though he was always reverend, they're going to strip away the reverend and add the doctor.
I got to be honest with you. My entire life, I've heard him referred to as Dr. Martin Luther King.
That's why we bring you in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's
That's
refreshing,
bullshit.
Adam.
He's called Reverend He's called
Listen,
Reverend.
if you want me to show up and agree with everything you say, like
You're
the other
not your
guests
entire
that you
life.
love.
He's called Reverend King for the first.
No.
He got called Doctor. They switched it out about
When?
14 years ago. He was always Reverend. Reverend because that meant something, and he wasn't a physician. They didn't even call people doctor. They would have called. Jill Biden wouldn't be called a doctor because she has a doctorate in like special education or something. That's like they wouldn't even do that. They would. A doctor was a physician. A doctor had a stethoscope. But I'm glad your entire life that he was known as Dr. King.
Yeah, I believe he was.
Even though he was not known as
Dr.
Dr.
Martin Luther King Day.
No, that's recent. It was Reverend. That's what he was called.
What did you?
We're looking right here at an old YouTube clip, and the title of which is the last Sunday sermon of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
But
Jr.
maybe
Where's
posthumously,
that
We're
from?
looking for.
posthumously, he was doctored.
No. They don't like church.
No.
They like school.
Right.
That's why they call
And
it
Okay.
it's his doctorate is a theological doctorate. He's it's a religious
Okay, how about this?
Correct.
How about this? When was the
Here's
first
another argument.
Martin Luther King Day, and was it referred to as Dr. Martin Luther King Day?
No, just MLK Day.
You haven't looked at anything. You're as useless as Byron. You just answered me.
All right, trust
Without-
me that he was Reverend King. He was called Reverend King.
Yes.
That's what they call him. They call him Dr. King. They call him Reverend King because he was a reverend, and that's what he did. He preached.
I call him.
He
what his
wasn't a
doctorate is
physician.
in.
He didn't do any doctorate.
I
Doctorate
call
is in
him-
being a reverend.
I call him Reverend Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Junior.
He has King in the name. Just call him
What
King.
did he go
Isn't he a junior too?
Well,
I mean,
when
there's
they
a
brought-
lot.
Yeah,
going
he's
on.
junior, yeah.
when they brought him up to give the famous speech in front of the reflection pond at the Capitol? Who brought him up? What did they say? What
Oh, how did they?
They had
All
to
right,
bring
so
him up.
you know him from.
Yeah. You know him from Selma, Alabama. You know him from the fire hose march. You know him from getting assassination attempts and FBI warrants. You know him.
To just point out how much stand-up comedy has changed in my lifetime, we should play that clip of Sam Kinison doing the Martin Luther King bit.
Oh. Let's do the John Panette bit first.
Let's do the
Chinese
buffet
buffet?
bit. Yeah.
I know. We'll figure out how he came out. All right, Chris, you
How-
can
how
let's
was he-
watch our fight.
How was the intro?
And you just got to find a clip from the New York Times from 1988 where they go Reverend a headline that says Reverend King, welcome to the
Yeah, who brought him up?
posthumously whatever. Yeah. I don't know who opened, who hosted, who middled that day. But whoever, I guess the MC would bring him up.
I just
right?
love how
Not the
everything
middle.
is a conspiracy theory. They no longer want to believe in religion. So, I mean, it's just maybe
It's
the
not
family.
a conspiracy theory.
Maybe the kids were like,
They
we
don't
want
like
Dad-
religion. They don't like religion.
Okay. You're saying all the people that were at the Emmys last night? don't
Not
like-
fans.
Of religion.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel, not religious.
He is religious.
Okay. What about Michael Anthony?
From
I don't know.
Van Halen?
No, it was the guys you were texting. If we went down the list of
the
everybody.
bass player from Van Halen?
Yes!
He's a deeply devout Christian, if that's what you're talking about.
What about Dickie? Dickie religious?
I don't think Dickie's religious. No, look, there's a push.
Yeah.
There is a push in this nation to go from religious to secular. And it's happening percentage-wise. We used to be much more religious, and now we're less religious. If you watch all the coverage from Iowa, they're up there going, Joy King is up there going, these people are all religious, Christian, white. You know, they're not. Joy Reid, sorry. Joy King is an actual person who worked for a porn company that I knew many years ago, and that was her real name. Perfect. It's like their parents knew what she was going to do.
Could only be better if she was a dude.
Yeah. Oh, no, they don't. The Christian white men are like Trump's base, and no, they don't want Christian people. They like to get away from it, but they love their religion is college. They love college. They're not into church. They're into college. So it makes sense that the guy who went with Reverend will go with Doctor now, because that's in their world that means more to them. than Reverend.
Is this
does.
something you came up on your own, or was this off of a Russian bot website?
I noticed, unlike your childhood, I noticed I made it from 0 to 30 with him being called Reverend King, and all of a sudden he became Dr. King, and I want to know why.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
Here's how it's introduced. Okay.
And help welcome our honored, distinguished guest, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh, it's a split.
All right, but you dropped Reverend and you kept Doctor, and my question is why?
Okay, why don't you ask them?
He was a Reverend. I don't need to ask them. They don't know why they're doing it. They're doing what others do. They don't know why they're doing it. They dropped Reverend because it used to mean something to be Reverend, and they don't like it.
Okay, all right.
That's what it is.
All right, I don't know. My head's going to explode. We've been doing this for 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Well, hold on.
and,
What year was that from? Because were you born yet?
I don't know. It was black and white. Did you? I never saw black.
1967.
I don't see color.
I wasn't born yet.
As Martin Luther would have wanted. Yeah.
Yes. All right. He was Reverend, came first, then Doctor came second, and now Reverend has been dropped, and it's only Doctor, and it shall only remain Doctor. You'll never hear Reverend anymore. Now,
I bet we can find a clip.
if you
within
want
the
to,
last
if you
year.
had someone on the right, they would say Reverend King or Reverend Dr. King, but nobody on the left.
Why does everything have to be divided?
I don't
right,
want
left?
it that
Why
way, but
can't-
that's what they're doing.
Who's they? You're innocent?
Yes,
You're just a
I'm
bystander
innocent. I
making
noticed that.
observation?
All I do is observe things.
I
That's
know,
all.
but
That's
you
all I
observe
do.
it and you put these spins on it.
It's
that
not
are
a spin. Why do you think they dropped it?
I don't know. I haven't
He's
thought about it.
Reverend King. Why
You
would
just
they drop
dropped
a
this
Reverend?
bomb on me.
Why did they drop it?
I don't know.
You know so much. Why?
I do know a lot,
Okay, then
Adam.
why drop his title?
Because I'll have to think about it,
All
but
right,
and
get
I'll
back to
research
it.
it because
Research it.
you know you see a lot of things, you see a lot of headlines, and then you can buy into it. Like there was an article this last week that came out. I saw it tweeted about the FAA in hiring, and they're hiring people that are
For DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion.
right.
Your pilots, yeah.
And it seems like on the right, they're saying that they're going to hire people that are incompetent to bring, to direct the planes coming into the airport and stuff like that. And I'm going, this is ridiculous. If they're actually doing this, they're hiring people just to be inclusive rather than the best people. This could be a problem. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. I go on and I research it. I go to reputable sites, including Snopes. It turns out this verbiage has been on the FAA website since 1973. So this is nothing new. So I'm just saying, you got to stop, take a deep
So
breath.
in 1972, they were talking about equity in hiring?
1973.
Oh, three.
According to, if you go on Snopes.com, that's what they're saying.
We'd have to check.
Hold on.
You got to check who Snopes is, though.
Oh,
That's-
Snopes
So
is...
Snopes is
Snopes.
It's like a fact checking.
Yeah, it's it.
All right.
It's,
So this version has been on there for 50 plus years. Okay.
You remember the first time you ever went on an airplane? It was all female crew.
Oh, that's the new thing. Yeah.
I don't.
no,
I
I,
don't
think
know.
they're talking about like...
Orny, I can see that the verbiage may be the same, but maybe the way that they are acting on this verbiage is putting people's lives in
Well,
danger.
that
the
would
door, a bolt wasn't secure on the door of a Boeing 737.
completely different.
And
That's Boeing. That's Boeing's problem.
No, listen.
And it came from the people that built the door. They just buy a door prefabbed. You've done this before,
I go door shopping for my plane every
You don't
once
make
in a
your
while.
own. You don't make your own doors for your
I'm
house.
far too busy for
If
that.
one of them blew off, you
No.
would blame the manufacturer of the door, not the person that built the house.
I wanted to do Dutch doors for airplanes once. You know who used the Dutch door?
The Dutch.
That's right.
How about this? I'll take it one step further. I wanted French doors. I wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah, very romantic.
You know what me and my friends call them, Orny?
What?
Freedom doors.
Because we're patriots.
We don't go French stuff.
Okay, well they're French.
Freedom fries.
Yeah.
Freedom doors.
Okay, well they're freedom doors because
I'm
people.
gonna invite you to the next meeting. We're going to talk about this.
I'd
Reverend.
love to go to your meeting.
Business,
I would love it when you have to
Listen,
hang out with all your
It's not a-
Hollywood
it's not a
friends. And you have to
conspiracy
sit there
theory.
and
It's
bend over and
where-
take it.
where we're
And
going.
Take it.
It's where we're going.
No, Jimmy, I secretly do love Biden. I'm just not going to say it on my podcast. I just know. No, Jimmy, you're just bent over at every holiday party, just taking it. Yeah.
Now you had to go there. Jesus Christ. All right, have fun.
Lordy.
In your car, getting a heads up from a freeway sign 22 minutes from your fucking house. Modest house, I mean. I'll say as well. It's a listen, it's a good starter.
Low blow.
If my kid was under 25 and lived in that house, I would be very proud of him.
Hey, Adam, it's called a house. It's not a condo.
If he turned 30, I'd kill him.
I think you're in.
Okay. All right. Perhaps we've gone on too long.
This is getting mean-spirited.
All right. Me, Las Vegas, doing my Halloween bit coming up this weekend. I think. Oh, no. January 25th. 2 shows. That'll be at Kimmel's Club. And then Grand Junction, Colorado, the Mesa Theater. Do a couple shows there. January 26th. 27th. Estes Park, Colorado. Stanley Hotel. Doing a couple shows there as well. You can go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. Orny Adams, if you want to find out where he's booked, you should go to adamcarolla.com as well.
Yeah.
And see some real fucking comedy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Now, go to ornyadams.com. He's got shows coming up all over the place.
Traverse City, Michigan.
City Opera House. So bring your fans, everybody. And that's
Chicago.
January 20th, and then Chicago at the Chicago Improv, January 25th through the 27th.
Sarasota,
Florida.
Florida.
Coming up at McGurdy's Comedy Theater.
Yeah.
Coming up February 16th, 17th through 17th. Until next time, Adam Carolla for Orny Adams.
Come on. How much fun was
and
this?
Chris Laxamana.
Fire it up.
Mahalo.